Am I wrong for asking my husband to stand up for me? I, 28F, and my husband, 29 meters, are very happily married. My husband is in the army and I won't see him until December. He left a few months ago. Before he left, he dropped off his triathlon bike at a local shop to get repaired. I say local, but the shop is 2 towns over. Approximately a 40-minute drive. Last week I was able to talk to my husband for a short while and he mentioned that his bike is ready and will I pick it up for him? Well, a few days ago I was able to get to the shop and I inquired with the owner about the bike. The owner is an older man, maybe mid-60s age. I was the only customer in the small business and there were 3 young teenager-ish employees working on other bikes. I gave my husband's name and asked if they were able to find the parts needed to repair the bike. That's when the old man went off on me. He was absolutely screaming the entire time. Me, were you able to find whatever parts were needed? Him, you think I remember that? This bike was done 2 months ago. We called you in June. They had obviously attempted to call my husband in June, but he doesn't have access to his phone. I immediately apologized and attempted to explain that I didn't personally get any phone call, and that my husband is in the military. But he wasn't listening and cut me off. Him, yeah, well, I'll tell you something, I was in the military too. I have cancer in my ear from being in the military. Me, oh, thank you for your him, don't thank me. Me, okay him, we appreciate you coming in here, but being late to pick this up isn't helping us out. Me, I'm sorry I didn't know about it him. It's $540. That price was way out of my budget. I had no idea it would be that expensive, but I paid anyway. I didn't want to argue with someone who was already screaming and practically spitting in my face. I still don't know if the price for the specific repair is justified or if he charged me more because he was angry. He ran my card, and one of the teenage employees loaded the bike into my vehicle. While outside I apologized to the kid too, and mentioned that I only get to speak with my husband for 10 to 20 minutes once a week and I didn't even know that the bike was ready. The kid was like, yeah, it was just bad timing and walked off. Whatever that means. I cried the whole way home. I had my first genuine trauma response in ages because of that awful interaction. I didn't get out of bed for 2 days. I don't respond well to being screamed at due to childhood abuse from my father. I get to talk to my husband sometime this upcoming weekend. Are we in the wrong for not being punctual in picking up the bike? As far as I know, there's no posted rules about how long you are allowed to leave a bike there, and I didn't see any posted rules on their website about it either. On one hand, I understand that owning a small business is hard, and maybe they really could have used the money earlier in the season. But on the other hand, the prosperity of the small business isn't my personal responsibility. I had no idea the bike was ready, and I didn't deserve to be screamed at like that. I feel like it was an incredibly inappropriate interaction on the shop owner's part, especially considering I was more than polite and apologetic the entire time. Should I ask my husband to stick up for me and call out the shop owner for being cruel? Would I be the asshole if I did? Am I already the asshole? I need advice on this. 1.4. Am I wrong for asking my husband to stand up for me? For the purpose of this update, I'm going to call my husband Adrian, fake name. I was able to speak with my husband Adrian briefly today. I told him about the situation. He seemed upset and said he was going to call the bike shop. According to Adrian, in his call logs, texts, or voicemails, he never even received a message from the shop in June stating that his bike was done being repaired. Which is one of the original points that the old man owner tried to make when I stopped by the store. Adrian called the bike shop today and spoke with the owner. It ended up turning into a screaming match between Adrian and the rude old man who runs the place. My husband told the owner that if the shop had a problem, then they shouldn't have taken it out on me. And if there was an issue, it could have been discussed between Adrian and the owner. My husband also mentioned to the owner that he never even received an update about the bike 2 months ago. The shop owner tried to argue and say that wasn't true, but neither Adrian or I got a call from this place. The owner also still tried to justify his actions toward me. How could he actually think yelling at an innocent third party is okay? After hearing the old man not back down or apologize for yelling at me, the conversation escalated. It was a heated exchange. Lots of back and forth. Adrian eventually ended up blocking the shop's number and vowed to never recommend anyone to go to that store again. My husband said he was really agitated from the conversation and that he needed to go cool down. He promised to try and call me again later today. I feel like I should mention that Adrian is a total social butterfly, very kind, and easy to get along with. So having a disagreement of this nature isn't the norm for him. It's not like either of us go around picking fights. In regards to the bike repairs being $540, apparently that was around the expected price for the repairs that needed to be done. The repairs were extensive, but still much cheaper than buying a new triathlon bike. I'm happy about my husband sticking up for me. I feel comforted knowing that he cares. It also makes me feel good about our future together. I know that isn't the point of the post, but it feels good having your partner defend your honor. I also feel vindicated knowing that I wasn't the asshole and that I wasn't overreacting. As for the shop owner, I hope he has to mow his lawn on a hot day, and gets one of those bad hangnails that rips the skin down the side of your finger.